Against the background of an ongoing legal face-off with Comcast, the cable TV provider, Vermont's community access television stations converged on White River Junction for the annual meeting of the Vermont Access Network, or VAN, last Friday. GNet was there, along with leaders from more than 20 other similar stations, sometimes referred to as PEG stations, short for Public, Education, and Government. Access stations across the state broadcast select board and school board meetings, as well as provide local community members with the tools to create their own programming. Community access centers are funded largely through a federally mandated franchising fee paid by Comcast subscribers. In exchange, the cable operator is allowed to use the public airways rights of way. In addition to federal law, the states provide oversight to the cable operators, such as Comcast. In January 2017, the Vermont Public Service Board renewed Comcast's Certificate of Public Good, or CPG, through 2027. In the ruling, the Public Service Board stipulated that Comcast needed to provide 500 miles of build-out and to make its interactive program guide available to PEG stations. Other issues included availability of high-definition television technology and making so-called local origination sites available for live local programming. The CPG decision has been appealed by Comcast, and the case may go on to federal district court. Lisa Byers, the executive director of CAT TV in Bennington, described what was at stake during a break at the VAN conference.
If I look at it in a big picture sense, I think what's at stake is the future of our community media centers. And without access to these parts of Comcast network, I think that we're going to be left out when they start moving towards different delivery methods. Mm-hmm. And I think that if we can't get our foot in the door now, come 11 years, we're going to be so far behind that it may not be recoverable.
But there are more issues confronting PEG TV access than just the unresolved case involving Comcast and the interactive program guide, said Kevin Christopher, the president of VAN's board of directors.
A big challenge facing community access media, specifically PEG television, is how do we remain relevant when everyone carries around in their pocket the means by which to produce and distribute their own content for the world to see if they want to. And one way we do that, I think, is to gain parity with commercial broadcasting or cable stations and have access to things like the interactive programming guide and the HD channels, certainly, and to be able to easily bring you community meetings and events live from any location that we need to. So I think our work in the CPG renewal with Comcast currently is a way to accomplish a lot of those things and to remain relevant in a source that the community will want to come to.
In addition to offering facilities and technology for local citizens, Vermont's 25 access stations fund and maintain the Vermont Media Exchange, a file-sharing system where they can share local programming with each other. Updates to that system were part of the discussion among the meeting's attendees. VAN members also discussed training methods, production techniques, web development, and live streaming technologies. Community access television has come a long way since the early 1990s when the Vermont Access Network was first organized. Dick Thodall, who's been at the helm of Middlebury's community access television since its early days, more than a quarter century ago, talked about some of those changes.
I think that we're in a tremendous change in society that's really like the introduction of the printing press, where media literacy has just become part of everyday life. And to some extent, it's tail wags the dog, whereas the equipment came along and evolved in its own way, and then we adapted to it. But we're sort of co-evolving it, together. But the fact now that media literacy is just everywhere and that kids know how to do it is really pretty cool.
For the GNat TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.